Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good news stuff for you today as usual, and a little bit of unfortunate news at the same time. So, the unfortunate news first is that we're in a pretty low slump at the moment. $255 billion market cap. We slipped below 5,000 briefly on some exchanges, depending on where you're at. We're sitting at about 6,000, about 6,100 right now, and everything took a big dump. As we can see, EOS down 16%, Bitcoin down nearly 10%, Ethereum well over 11%. Just goes on and on. Litecoin down 12.31%. I checked it a couple hours ago, and it was down by 15%. So we're seeing a little rise backwards now, and the thing is that we've seen a little bit of a whale purchase or two over the past few days. So one about right here, that's where it was likely sold off or so, and then picked back up, maybe again, and it depends. You can't always attribute this to necessarily whales, but when it sinks that fast within just 15 minutes. Likely somebody sold off or bought a large amount, and then other people got on that train as well. So, the whale buys always follow a whale sell-off at some point in the future. Not always, but, kind of reliable at this point. So the main story that I want to talk about today is that someone just tried to kill John McAfee. So now getting into this right away, I don't mean to, dismiss this, because it's not a good thing, of course, if somebody was actually poisoned. But I wouldn't really be surprised if this was some kind of stunt from McAfee. I'm just saying. But for now, I believe it until the news comes out that it may have been a stunt. But don't mean any disrespect there, but you get what I'm saying here at this point. So John McAfee can never not be in the crypto news sphere or in the news, period, for any more than just a few days at a time, if that. So after falling unusually silent on Twitter over the last 3 days, many crypto fans were beginning to wonder where the king of crypto had gone. In the last hour, however, the unthinkable has occurred, which shocked the crypto community. The cybersecurity magnate returned to Twitter to tell his followers that an attempt had been made on his life this week, leaving him in critical condition in the medical center in North Carolina. So according to his post, it appears that his enemies had poisoned something he had consumed, which left John McAfee unconscious for 2 days while doctors tried to save his life. And he posted a series of pictures of him lying in a hospital bed with a warning to those that did this to him. I know exactly who you are. That's kind of weird. And it shows him basically hooked up to a machine for his life. So again, it could be faked, but for now I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and believe that somebody poisoned John McAfee. So this is his wife. My husband is still breathing. McAfee remembers. Tell him winter is coming. You left the wolf alive. You sheep will never be safe. So who would do such a thing? So John has been engaged in a well-reported public feud with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission made by John Clayton after their recent Investing in America discussion. In these comments, John McAfee posted chairman's personal contact details with the general public over Twitter, including an abusive comment demanding Chairman Clayton challenges McAfee in a public debate. He also reported this week earlier that the SEC sent him a series of threats which have made him stop promoting ICOs and digital assets on his Twitter page. But could this be the result of a federal agency trying to silence a leading influential crypto spokesperson? For now, we don't know anything certain, but all we do know is that our fallen leader, everybody's fallen leader, has risen again and is on the warpath for those that did it to him. So, interesting. John McAfee's really, overall, pretty filled with drama, always in the news. It's unfortunate this happened. Obviously, we don't have too much more information to see if it was ruled as actual poison or maybe he just ate a bad tomato. I really don't know at this point, but it's certainly blowing up the crypto world. Almost said that totally wrong, but I won't edit it out. Moving on, let's go. So Nano, newly launched Android wallet, is compromised and the seed derivation is found unsafe. So yeah, if you like Nano, don't use the recently launched Android wallet. So the Nano announced the release of its mobile wallet. However, the launch was sounded by an immediately discovered security bug in the Android wallet. Users are urged to immediately move the funds from newly released wallet and derive another seed phrase. So the launch of a mobile wallet served as short-term support for Nano market price, but now the news of a compromised wallet have hit the coin hard, along with the general slide in crypto markets as well. So no one thing is hurting the whole crypto world at this point. Nano crashed from 270, losing another to 270, losing another 8% of its price. So the Nano wallet is still active for downloads on Google Play Store. So again, if you guys are looking to get this wallet or something, just maybe hold out for a little while. Although reviews warn of the vulnerability, the issue is patched. However, so maybe it seems patched by now, but maybe just stay away from it for a little bit. You just can't trust, especially if you got a lot of money in there. Despite the fact that the wallet was in beta version, the team admitted on Reddit they had allowed an oversight in reviewing the code. The Nano wallet was not open source, as the team wanted to keep the technology with some level of secrecy, but this prevented third parties and reviewers from noticing that flaw. So, yeah, that's why we have open source stuff. But again, I get it. If they want to keep some stuff secret, I get it. But that always leads to a little bit more problems when something isn't open source. So Ripple CEO urges Coinbase once again to list XRP, and this is sort of a resounding thing with Coinbase. Whenever you go onto a Coinbase, Twitter, sooner or later you're going to see some people yelling to put Ripple on Coinbase, as it's been suggested a few times, and at one point it actually pumped the price of Ripple because they suggested it, where there was a rumor going around about it, and then they were like, no, we're not adding Ripple, and look, imagine what happened to Ripple's price. Let's all take a guess. We're all taking a guess, all of us, the 400 people in here. There's 400 people in here, I promise you. It went downwards. Yeah. Great. So Garlinghouse has lent his voice to Coinbase's XRP saga. The Ripple CEO told that Coinbase stands to gain by listing XRP. So as we solve problems at scale for institutions, I think it's Coinbase's interest to participate in that. Can't speak for what Coinbase decides to do or decides not to do. Well, you're trying, but I can appreciate it. So, I think a lot more coin developers need to pressure Coinbase to add more coins. There's the whole SEC thing in America, and they're trying not to add any coins that are considered securities, because if they add a coin and then later it's considered as a security, it's just going to provide a mess for them. It'll probably lose them money, or at least it's a corporation, mind you. They're always making money, but it just goes to there's a lot of hoopla about it, and probably a lot of legal hoops that you got to jump through if you put a security on your exchange, at least in the United States. So that's kind of why they hold off from a lot of the coins, but still, not my problem, not all of our problem. Put more coins on Coinbase. Thank you in advance. So Ripple has developed valuable partnerships with banks across the globe. Oh my. Many of these financial institutions make use of the Ripple ledger to facilitate cross-border money transfer operations. As such, Garlinghouse believes it would be in the exchange's best interest to enable XRP trading on the platform. All right. That wasn't really necessarily aimed at Coinbase, like what you guys are necessarily doing with your coin, but okay. Recently, Coinbase announced that it would be opening a new office in Japan, where XRP is one of the most popular cryptocurrencies. Most of the prominent virtual currency exchange platforms list Ripple as part of their supported trading options. And again, just a huge resounding yes for people to put Ripple on Coinbase. Whether or not it's your favorite coin, it just is. If you look around at it enough, you'll see people asking and demanding it. Why Ripple? I guess because of its market cap and because a lot of people have Ripple. But I'd like to see Coinbase be adding more. So part of the reason Coinbase reticence is based. Coinbase is based on the lack of regulatory clarity surrounding Ripple. And again, with the SEC thing, in March 2018, the platform dismissed speculation that it was set to list XRP tokens. Instead, Coinbase said that it would only deal in cryptos that have been declared not securities. So again, there was that speculation. It raised XRP a little bit. I remember it went up to it was like $1.25 or something, or $1.30 or something on most exchanges, and then we're now at the price that it was, or that we are now, and which is not anywhere close to that. So the debate on whether XRP is a security or not has raged on for most of 2018. Systems that rely on central actors whose efforts are a key to the success of the enterprise would be the subject application of the securities law. So Ripple, that sounds like EOS as well. That is a security. So, I doubt we'll ever see EOS on Coinbase, because if the SEC took a look at it, they'd be like, wow, this is really centralized. Like, I thought nothing would ever compete with Ripple, but they are. Moving on. So Mt. Gox Bitcoin Whale trustee won't sell any more BTC. So the announcement published on Mt. Gox website today reveals the tentative schedule on how civil rehabilitation is expected to proceed. Mt. Gox bankruptcy claims filing system has been temporarily suspended. So the last update contains mostly good news for Bitcoin price bulls, at least for the near term. The key highlights are that the Mt. Gox trustee Kobayashi won't sell any more Bitcoin, at least for the foreseeable future, until the creditors are reimbursed in Bitcoin sometime early mid-2019. Boy, they are really dragging this on. At present, nothing has been determined regarding the sale of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency split from Bitcoin. Seems like the leftovers from Mt. Gox coins will not get dumped and are locked for a while until they're being distributed. So the creditors will be required to refile their claims by 2018. So I guess you can refile your claim. So if you lost on Mt. Gox, you could do it again. Nevertheless, since Mt. Gox still controls 137,000 Bitcoin, nearly $1 billion worth of it, or 0.807% of all Bitcoins currently in existence, any distribution of these funds could have an effect on cryptocurrency markets over the next year. So Kobayashi had been dubbed the Bitcoin whale for selling 400 million Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash from December 2017 to February. For this reason, Kobayashi was blamed for triggering the market downturn during the given period, though the trustee has denied having an impact on the Bitcoin price. So Kobayashi reiterated the same in today's update. As in, sales from December 2017 to February 2018, upon consultation with cryptocurrency 6 transaction experts, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash were sold in a manner that had no effect on market price, and not ordinarily not by ordinary sale on an exchange, while ensuring the security of the transaction to the extent possible. Well, we don't know that, and it's really, really convenient that you say that way after the fact, 2 months after the fact. Now, that could be true, but the idea is, yeah, you could sell it over the counter so that you're not putting it on an exchange, but that person that just bought it over the counter could do something with it thereafter. Who knows? Maybe they dumped it to get their money back. Although, to be totally honest, anybody that buys millions of dollars of Bitcoin at that time, sometime between December and February, and it is much lower in price now, is feeling very ripped off. For one, although they're an investor, so they're in it for the long term, and likely haven't sold already, because if you bought millions upon millions of Bitcoin, dollars in Bitcoin, likely by one of these people who bought from Kobayashi, it's very unlikely that you sold it like half for what you bought it. You're probably not that impatient if you have that much money. So who knows? Maybe it didn't have much effect on it at all. We'll have to see. But that just means some whale somewhere, or some whales somewhere, now have millions and millions of dollars of Bitcoin, hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, and can be dumped on the market at any time, which is kind of scary, but I suppose it is what it is. So, yep, not doing too well in the market cap. It's going up a little bit from here, 259. We reached 250 earlier today. And see if we can get it back up to 300 billion. Who knows? It might take a little while, but when we just checked, Bitcoin was at $6,096, and now it's 173. So maybe it's moving its way on up. Either that, or we're in a dead cat bounce. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.